Hello and welcome! My name is Yahira and this is my new Let's Play series of Stellaris. And, yeah, we have a new expansion for Stellaris and I kind of want to get back into this game, so what's better to do that than with a new Let's Play? So, the new expansion for Stellaris is called Utopia, and there's a lot of new things added. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we get into the game, but some of the things we'll come to already when we look at our race here we have created. You can see the first one already, that they have kind of changed the look of the ships so that they look a little bit more like your race. I don't think it's particularly pretty. Hope at some point we can take it off, or maybe they adjust it a little bit. I think this is a little bit too dominating, I guess, over the design of it. Anyway, we are gonna play the Directorate of Earth, a society, a future society, united Earth under one rule, ruled basically by an oligarchy of the smartest scientists in the planet, because what makes more sense than to have the smartest people rule? Yeah, we are of course humans. We are intelligent and thrifty, but we aren't that strong, and we don't like to move much. Our ruler here is what should we say? He didn't really look like a. Could of course make him to look like a Ning Wang. Yon Hu. Let's say it's Yon Hu. We have Earth in the Sol system. I guess you know that planet. Mammalians it is. And here's one of the biggest changes in the Utopia expansion. I guess it actually comes with the bank. The bank update, the 1.5 update, but governments have been completely changed. So you still have the ethics. They have changed. What were they called before? I can't remember. But the individualist versus I think they were called collectivist and individualist have been changed to egalitarian and authoritarian. But otherwise it's the same. But there's something in the middle here you might have seen. Hive mind. We're going to be a hive mind now. We're not going to be playing a hive mind in this playthrough, because we're going to be fanatic materialists and militarists. Then you can choose which kind of authority you want to have. And this is of course also based on what you have here. If you don't choose any of these, then you can have anyone you like. If you choose one of these, basically, if you become egalitarian, you can only be democratic or oligarchic. If you become authoritarian, you can only be oligarchic, dictatorial, or imperial. We're going to be oligarchical. There will be some elections here, but it's easier to do some consistent good ruling if you rule for some time. We will be militarist because, well, basically. Well, I just like it. Let's just say that the faction that is currently ruling Earth gained their might through combat, and would kind of make sense that the one with the best technology would end up winning. Then the next thing we do is choose civics. So instead of before you got some bonuses from the prefabricated governments, now you choose 2 civics. The civics you can choose are based on what you choose over here. So you can see there's a bunch of things that we can't take because of what we have chosen here. But I have chosen a technocracy because, well, we are driven by science. It gives us free research alternatives, so we can choose between one extra thing when we do research. And then I have chosen Mechanist, and Mechanist is really interesting. The society have been preoccupied with the idea of metallic automatons since the early steam age. Although many said it could not be done, the first true robots left their assembly lines long before even rudimentary spaceflight was achieved. So, 4 of our starting pops are robots. So, us being good at producing energy and bad at producing minerals suddenly make more sense now, right? We are a weak species, so of course we would want to produce robots to help us. And even if we look at other species on Earth, humans are rather weak. The only thing we have got going for us is that we're good at running long distances. But what can you really use that for? So, of course, we build robots. Robots are nice. Robots are going to help us. We start with 4 robots, as you can see, and we also start with the ability to build robots. So we start with 1 free technology. And then, based on the civics you take, along with the authority you take, there's a name generated for your kind of government. We're going to be the Directorate of Earth. This is going to be our flag. We're going to start with laser weapons because I like laser weapons. We're going to start with warp travel. I like the flexibility of it. To be honest, I like all 3. I think I probably like warp travel and wormholes the most. But warp travel is just so flexible, so I'm just going to take that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into the game. I think we're going to play in a large galaxy. I don't want too many fallen empires. No, let's just keep basically standard stations, except I want advanced neighbors off, but yeah, they're already off. Any with the alpha method allowed, normal difficulty, AI aggressively normal habitable worlds. I do kind of want to go with the spiral galaxy, and let's just go with a little bit less empires to start with, just so there's a little bit more room to expand before the war gets going. And let's just try with man mode on so we can get some achievements, hopefully. And let's just generate a galaxy. So, in the eons since the first primitive human communities took shape in the meadows and forests of Earth, our civilization has spread and prospered. Through scientific progress, we have managed to stamp out the superstitions that rule the minds of our ancestors. As reason as rational thought spread among our people, the inefficient nation-states that we had until then organized ourselves into were disbanded, and a council of our most accomplished scientists were gathered to rule in their stead. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the Directorate of Earth have finished development of our first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. So, yeah, let's take out the neighborhood here. We are in one of the middle arms here. We of course have the normal neighbors here. We have a continental world in Alpha Centauri. Let's check out Earth. Earth of course has robots. That wasn't really a surprise. And we can build more robots. They cost quite a lot of energy though, so probably not going to be doing that right away. I will probably... We are paying for those robots, of course. They cost 0.7 maintenance because we get a bonus from our ethics being materialistic. So I think we should probably go for some extra power right away. Let's worry about that once we see what we get from our science ship. So let's send our science ship out and survey the system. Let's check out our science then. So we have a maniacal, a adaptable, and a resilient leader. So we don't have to worry about them choosing the right things. Also, another thing that has changed is if you look here, why can't we choose colonization? Well, because we start with it. I guess the decision was that if there's a no-brainer for what you take to begin with, well, why let it be a choice? So, yeah, kind of makes sense to me. I think we're going to start with blue lasers just to become more powerful to begin with. And I would like some extra monthly influence. Yes, thank you very much. And I guess we'll go for ships right away. Although I would like mineral network. Let's go for geothermal fracking. It's not like we're gonna need the bigger ships right away. Hopefully. Let's check out our leader. We have a deeply connected and resilient leader. So lots of influence for us. Another things we have to know. We might as well talk about this being at the first episode and so on. If you are a fan of Stellaris, you will probably have noticed there's some things up here that are new. First of all, food. Food is global now, or galactic, or whatever you want to call it. Food is not something that's only to do with planets anymore. If you see here, we do have food surplus that goes up here, and basically this allows you to do specialized planets. If you have a planet that has a lot of food production, we can use it on your other planets, and usually you will end up with a few planets that have really low food production. So instead of having to put down hydroponic farms in empty areas, just have food brought in from other places. Kind of makes sense that in an empire like this, even though it is interstellar distances, we do have warp travel, so why wouldn't we be able to gather food that way? So yeah. I forget, what is it that they don't do well, robots? They don't do Unity. That's another thing we have to talk about. They don't do science and energy very well, and they don't do Unity. But they don't produce or take any goods. So, another thing that's new is Unity. What is this, you might ask? Well, could it have something to do with Utopia, Ascension, all that? Maybe it certainly could. So let's look at traditions. This is basically the main thing from the expansion, is that you can now take traditions here to improve upon your empire. I haven't checked all of these out yet, so we'll kind of be learning together. But all of these traditions can give you different bonuses, and you have to buy them with Unity. And once you gain enough, you will get these Ascension perks, and Ascension perks will give you lots of cool stuff. First of all, you can use them to ascend, kind of makes sense, right? But you can also use them to get access to building some of the huge buildings. You can actually build ring worlds. Yeah, you can build a Dyson sphere, and if you're not a nerd like me, a Dyson sphere is basically a giant superstructure that you build around the sun to harvest all of its energy. Yeah, that's right. We can harvest the sun. They can also build a science building, or like a science superstation that will produce 50 of each science. And we can build habitats around planets, giving us extra planets, basically. Yeah. And and there's also I can't remember what it's called. There's kind of a military station that allows you to have vision on the entire galaxy at once. So lots of cool stuff we can get into. But we're gonna have to check that out. We do have a little bit of Unity production right away, so in 33 months we will be taking some of this. So I guess we're gonna have a look at that a little bit later. I might take a look in between episodes just to kind of have a feeling of what the different things do. But that brings with it this building here, the Autochthon Monument, which gives Unity production. I don't think we'll be building it here though. Maybe on our next planets. Anyway, maybe it's getting ready. It's getting near that point where we're on pause. But before we do that, we might as well just send out our ships on some exploration. So we already have high here. Let's send you out here. Just to explore the nearest things here. And you go explore these planets. And then just come home. And you go explore this way around. And with that, I think we're gonna go, let's just go to speed 2 for now. And they're gonna go out and explore the universe for us, or the galaxy. And hopefully this guy will find some stuff for us. I guess we could go to speed 3. Not really a lot going on right away. Met our first aliens. Found a tropical world here. Pretty big one, so probably something that's worth expanding to. Oh, and we have neighbors right by us.
Situation log
updated. Please don't get... Oh, you can escape from that, hopefully. Oh, and we have some minerals. Let's go build them.
Situation log updated.
I think I'm gonna cube our scientists to go here, and I think we should probably build a second science ship. Let's have you go explore just a little bit more. It seems we have allies, or not allies, we have neighbors on both sides. I wouldn't really call that perfect. Explore a little bit more out here and then come home. So it looks like we'll be going to war pretty soon then.
Situation log updated.
Another ocean world. When we actually found a continental world. Okay. Okay, let's check this out. Terraforming candidate discovered. A detailed survey of Mars have revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water on the polar ice caps and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet could theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. So now, certain barren planets can actually be terraformed. You can see it here as a terraforming candidate. So once you get terraform technology, you can actually live on Mars. Got the other science ship ready here. Let's just have an eager guy. And have you go survey those two, I guess. And then you can go and survey this one after.
Construction complete.
And there's another one for you to go and build here. So, 2 really close neighbors, even with only 10 empires. That's not really perfect. Maybe I should kind of go take this while I can.
Anomaly found.
Let's just leave that for now. I think I'm gonna say you survey that and then go here. And I think we should probably... How are things on Earth? So we're building a guy here. I think we should go for this. Go for the energy so we can build some more robots.
Construction complete.
Not really a lot of stuff in this starting system.
Tile blocker cleared.
And let's build a power plant here. We've got some more power here. Really need some more. Oh, we found. Where did we find you? Down here. Traders. That's nice. They're good to. Oh, and there's actually a pretty hard limit on food storage. But I guess that makes sense. You can't really save food forever. Have you heard about cans? Our warriors salute you. Tritic star alignment. This changes everything. The news that we have encountered in telling it live for the first time have been received with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms that we have long suspected we are not alone in this galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we have achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time. That's a nice coincidence. And we get some... Oh, we find the other guys as well. Like, what? So these guys are authoritarian xenophiles, yeah? And these guys are materialist xenophobes. Definitely gonna be our rivals. And yeah, you're gonna be our rivals too. You're both in our way. So that means you can't really go there, I guess. Or you can, but it's not gonna make sense. So you serve that instead. It's a tiny ocean world, probably not worth it right now. That sucks. Well, I think I want to save for some expansion.
Complete. Anomaly found.
Have you go there first. Anomaly found. You just... Oh, you're already looking at that. I was faster than I thought. When we found these guys as well... You're up here. Ooh, yeah, artists are nice. Okay, so one other thing I want to check out is... let's check out this. So we have unrestricted wars. So what? Surplus food will be stockpiled according to the food stockpile policy and contributes to pop growth if the stockpile is full. Okay. So only if the stockpile is full do we have increased growth. So now we have increased growth. So by increasing the stockpile in size, it'll be longer before they start growing. Okay. What are actually Corwell's protocols? Artificial intelligence, a servitude of court. First contract, aggressive. Settlement is prohibited. Orbital bombardment is limited. Refugees, no refugees. Slavery prohibited. Purge. I was looking for... I don't know where we see that. They have added something where... where happiness is affected by how much stuff we give them. I don't know if it's a building we have to build. Or if it's something I can't find. I guess I'll have to look it up. But we have a lot of more armies to start with, because armies actually help out with stamping out unrest. Not that we'll have any unrest on our capital, but well, I guess we'll find out. Construction ship is still doing nothing. Let's just build this. The Voltorum Star Assembly. Oh. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Procyon 2. They must have been active in the region of space approximately 12 million years ago, judging by the age of the artifacts. From what they have been able to piece together, our scientists theorized these aliens who called themselves the Voltorum Star Assembly were worm-like annelids, roughly 3 to 4 meters in length, that communicated with each other primarily through vibrations carried along the segmented bodies.
Situation log updated.
Okay. Let's just investigate those beta aliens, by the way. And let's have the construction ship. Oh, you're already doing that. So let's move you here afterwards. Should probably on pause. I always forget stuff like that.
Construction complete.
So how much is a robot? A robot is 150 and 50. So we could clear this and build a robot in the mine here. There's no reason to hurry on with it though. I would probably rather have this build mining stations. One thing I would like though is to colonize. It's hard to know what the timing should be now that you get it for free. Do you save up and do it right away, or do you actually still build out your basic infrastructure first?
System survey complete. Special project complete. Construction complete.
Okay, you go towards that.
Anomaly found.
Could we change scientist on that? No. It's only a 20% risk. So I think we build a power plant here. We have our first edition available. Well, we could look through it. So, expansion. We must expand our civilization to new systems and planets or risk eventual extinction. If we adopt this, we get one pop. This looks a little bit like the trees in civilization. We probably have to adopt it and then buy these things. Yeah, it's actually exactly like how it functions in civilization, right? You get an adoption effect and you get a finisher effect. Adopting all expansion tradition increases the core sector systems by 2. That's really nice. In addition, we will unlock 1 ascension perk slot. Okay. We would get capital buildings producing unity. We will get increased addition cost caused by colonies to go down. Pop growth time reduced. We will get so frontier outposts are cheaper, I guess, and Galactic Ambition gives Frontier Outpost upkeep -50. Nice. I don't think it makes much sense though, as long as we're kind of boxed in by these guys. Domination is the war demand cost to subjugate other empires reduced to 20 by 25. And any technology that another party does not have will receive a 38% research speed bonus. It will give governor skill increased by 2, empire leader capacity by 2. Tributaries give more income. Subject integration cooldown. Fleet. Every vessel increases your naval capacity by an amount equal to 20% of theirs. Subject integration influence cost reduced by 23%. Prosperity is about mining, harmony, happiness, discovery, science, diplomacy, supremacy. Supremacy sounds nice. Ship build speed, naval capacity, seed planet war demand, warrior mindset, war games. Output increased by 10% per neighboring rival. I think it's gonna be either discovery or supremacy. Anomaly fail risk, research point. Oh, this one is nice. Extra research points for surveying planets. That's one we should get early on then. Science division, a scientific recruitment cost -23%, 33%. Leader skill levels increased by 1. Assist research increases planet happiness by 10%. This is really nice. We do probably need to go to war early though. So it'd be nice to get this one. So I think we are gonna go for supremacy first and then discovery. I don't know though. We do have some research stations we have to build. I think I'm gonna think about this between episodes. So I'm gonna take a break now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button, subscribing. Hope to see you next time, and until then, have a good day.